Hello, Jason, and how are you today?
Pretty good, pretty good. How about yourself?
It has been an easy day here. We have been having some downtime, and that is nice.
Time for you to relax.
Back to work, right? Back to work. Got things to say and minds to play with. Yes, maybe not
Yes,
to play with,
yes, we
but
do.
we want to open minds. That is what we want to say. Very good. And what would we be doing today?
Well, today I would like to start off. Is there any topics you would like to talk about today?
Mm, that is a good question. Let us look at the collective that we have today to see what has is on our menu of selection. And we feel like we're standing in front of a jukebox and we are looking through to see what song do we want to play. Hmm. We have talked about so many things lately, and
Mm-hmm.
and so many wonderful things coming back from that, like the colors in the sky and looking for signs. This time we think what we would like to talk about is synchronicities playing out in your life, looking for that that little puzzle piece that is just about to fall into place. There are so many people that have been going through a very chaotic time and very maybe even disgruntled or just having a lot of things that feel like they are not going the right way, and their emotional stuff is coming up, and this has been happening for a long time. We know that, but we find that people are really being putting their backs against the wall on certain things, and they are no longer able to sneak out and maneuver themselves around the situation. Now it is there and they are having to face it, and we're saying, look at this, face it, and look at the synchronicities around you. Look at how things are pulling together for you. Look at how things are lining up in your favor. We want you to let go of the things that are not working. Let go of them. They are there in resistance to you. And so it is time to let them go. And we know that that can be hard in certain situations to let certain things go. But if you have been dreaming of something and it is not working and it is not working and it is not working, dream another dream. That is what we say. There is a reason that one is not working. And it is something more spectacular around the corner for you. But you have to move the energy and allow for that to flow in for you. And so synchronicities and look for resistance. Where is the resistance? If it's there, let that thing go. Do not push against it. Just recognize that there is the resistance and then move forward in a different direction. And some of you, that can be complicated. It is, well, what other direction is there to go? And that is when you want to really pay attention. That is where the synchronicities come in. What is working? What is lining up? What feels like it is flowing? And then take a step in that direction and see if it evolves. Open that door and let it flow into you and see what happens. And so there are a lot of you that are ready to really let go of something right now. Really let it go and just move forward without looking back if you can. We would really like for you to let the old energy fall away. And part of what is happening is old belief systems, old thought processes, they are all just ready to be left behind. And one of the things that we want to talk about, and this has been a subject for Tracie this week, and so she is bringing it up as leaving these things behind, brought in a subject of this moving forward. A version of this has already happened for you, and so move forward into that which is flowing for you. It is already, the path has already been set. It is already ready to happen for you. And where the least resistance is where you have set yourself up with, and we do want to emphasize that you have set yourself up with the resistance so that it can guide you into the right timeline or the right energy field, the right frequency to get you this thing that you have designed so nicely for yourself, a gift, so to speak, for yourself. And you have set this up. And so trust it, trust it. Your higher self is the one that is designing it. And so that is, we know trusting it is very hard because you want this little thing over here, but this over here is what is working, and you set that up, and you are ready to move into it. Mm. And with that also being said, there are quite a few of you that are shedding those last final things. Those things that you are shedding are the things that are keeping you from stepping into your greatness, stepping into your light, stepping into your power, stepping into your path, whatever it might be. You have been waiting and waiting and waiting, and now it is time. No more waiting, no more waiting. Move into that path. It is time for you to move into that path. And it is time for you to expand the mind, and it's time for you to invite that to come in for you and make some very beautiful choices. Follow the heart into these beautiful choices of what's ahead of you. What would you like to do? And if nobody else were going to have a say in it, if nobody else's opinion mattered, what is it that you would want to do? And start thinking about that. What would your life look like if you could do anything you wanted to do? And start moving in that direction. Start creating that reality. Do you have any questions?
Sure. You mentioned to expand the mind. Do you have any tips or advice for that?
Well, what we want to say with that is as you expand your mind, we want all of you just right now, let's do it together. And let's just put our minds into a beautiful place of, let's connect to all of space. Pretend you are floating out in space and you are part of space. You are all connected to all that is in space. And you are looking down at the earth, and you are up high in space, just floating there, being connected to all of it. It's peaceful. It's a beautiful journey. And then we say to you, now go further. What is beyond that? And see where your mind takes you now. What is beyond that? What is beyond what you know to be true? And just let it keep expanding. And when you find that space and you are looking at the multiverse and you are looking at a bigger perspective of this beautiful conundrum of things that you exist in, then bring yourself again. What's beyond that? And we tell you that the what's beyond that is infinite. You keep going and going. And every time you find something new, you ask what's beyond that. That is very expansive. When you get yourself in that place and then you look at the earth, what does that feel like when you are looking at the earth from this very expansive place and your role in the earth in this very expansive place? And you see how big you are and how powerful you are and how mighty you are in this beautiful space that you are in. And then you take yourself back into that physical body and your human reality. And you use that expansiveness to look at the world again. And it gives you a new way of looking at people, a new way of looking at the world, a new way of looking at what is happening on the world. And you see that it is just trying so hard to evolve, just like that caterpillar in the chrysalis trying to reform itself into something beautiful. It is just, that process is not so pretty, right? But in the end, you get the beautiful butterfly. And so that is how we want you to look at things, but to keep expanding your mind, looking at who you are. See who you are when you are not in this body. Keep going with that. What's next? What else? What else? And keep expanding it. You do not know what you do not know. That is one of Tracie's favorite sayings. I do not know what I do not know. Let's keep looking. What else is there? Show me something I don't know. And those are the kinds of questions and invites that you can do with your councils, with your galactic teams, with your angels, your guides, whatever you want to call them as you bring them in. You can bring them in like that, and you can ask them to help you see things that you did not know before. And then tomorrow, that everything you thought you know might change again. And just be open to that and let it happen.
Interesting. Did you have any more information on synchronicity by any chance?
Synchronicity is such a beautiful thing in the world. If you all were just to sit and think about something that has happened in the last couple of weeks, you'd probably find something very synchronistic for you. If I hadn't gone to this place and bumped into that person, I wouldn't have known about this thing and gone to that thing and met this person. It all is synchronicity. And answering the calls, answering the nudges, it puts you in the right place at the right time. Very cool. And it is very fun because one of the things that Tracie does is when she feels a nudge to contact somebody, or she feels like somebody just popped into her mind and she's thinking, maybe I better send them a note or give them a call. She almost always hears, how did you know to do that? And that is the kind of synchronicity, that is kind of intuitive, the telepathic, the nudges, follow them, because there's some reason why those are showing up. And the nudges are there and the thoughts are there. Play with it, enjoy it, have fun with it. It is there for you to advance and become more clear. And it is just like when you go to the gym to work out those physical muscles, you are working out the mind muscles, the psychic muscles. You are playing in that arena and you are bringing forward some very powerful gifts, and yet you're having fun doing it. What is the synchronicity of today? And look at your day as you get started. As you go into your day or your week, start looking at what are the synchronicities? What are the signs that I'm seeing? One of the signs that Tracie sees on a billboard, every time she passes it, and she won't be looking, she'll be looking in a different direction, and all of a sudden her head will turn and she will look. And it says, show people what is possible. And she sees that billboard and it blows her mind, because she is like, what? How come I turned my head at that time and looked over there at that billboard? And that is one billboard she'll pass, but then that same thing was written on another billboard in a completely different town, and she's driving, and all of a sudden her head swings over and she looks over and it says the same thing. Show people what is possible. And she gets excited about that, because she does want to show people what is possible, because she wants to know what is possible. And so she opens her mind a little bit more and says, well, what is possible? Why don't you show me so I can show them? And so that is what we hope to be doing right now. Look for those synchronicities. What are the reoccurring things? Are there reoccurring numbers? Are there reoccurring sentences, phrases, words, animals, whatever it might be? A lot of people will get messages from animals if they see them, and they see them reoccurring and showing up. Then maybe they go look that up. What is the meaning behind this animal? And they get a very powerful message. So that is one of the ways to explain the synchronicities. Watch for them. You will see them. You'll know what they are.
And I would like to add that sometimes, for a perfect example, we did a video about the dragons. And sure enough, a couple of days later, someone else posted a video that dealt with dragons.
Very nice.
And that's happened a few times with the videos.
We're also noticing that there's been a lot of reoccurring videos this last week about the inner earth. And so that is something to look at as well. It is in the collective, and everyone has the option to pull that energy in and pull in that information. And we think as we are all focusing on this energy, it makes it even more amplified within the collective, which brings the information forward even more. And it is very fun to be a part of generating this beautiful, fun, and magical energy. It is way more fun than turning on the news, we think. Yeah. We talk about fun things that are more delightful, and hopefully will make you smile and not fret.
Yes.
Indeed.
Deja vu. Do you have any information on something that we call deja vu?
That is very interesting. Yes, deja vu is definitely how might one say this? Let us look for the right words to say about your deja vu. There is the ultimate timeline to be played out. There is one, all of this has already happened, yes. This is not new news to anybody. All of this has already happened. We heard that before. All time is now. So everything has already happened. Everything's already existed. The whole thing. Wrap your minds around that if you need to, but it has all already happened. And we think that when you are experiencing the deja vu, that is your sign that you are on the right timeline. This is the timeline that you want to be on. You're experiencing something that is very familiar to you because you are on the timeline that you desire to be on. And these things have already been lined up and placed. You have already you have already lived it out, and now you are catching up to that, so to speak. And it is hard to explain how that works. And we know that, and now we just made 1,000 more questions, yes? But we do not know if we would be able to bring that information through in a very accurate way. Let us see if we can find a way to explain that. As there are many layers to the life you live, many frequencies to the life you live. You are not just this single dimensional being. You are a multi-dimensional being, and you are, they have made movies about this where the character in the movie can look forward and see, if I go this way, what happens? If I go that way, what happens? If I go that way, what happens? And it is much like that. This person had the ability to go forward and look at all the different scenarios. In a sense, you have that ability. It is your intuition, so to speak. And so that is why you get that nudge of, oh, don't go down that dark alley, go over here on this nice lighted pathway. And then you go that way. Well, maybe it was that part of you that was able to look forward and go, oh, there was something not so savory down there, and this one seems safer, and so this would be the path to take. And we want to say that you have so many frequencies and so many variations of yourself, the higher self, the energy body, the emotional body, the physical body. You already know about these, and then there's even more out there. And some of them have already gone forward to look and see what is the best timeline, what is the best route, what is the best outcome, what is the best experience to have, and what decisions to make. And then you get the intuitive nudges that try to corral you into those little things. And if you do not listen, then you go down this way instead. You went down the dark alley, and now you've got a situation. And then you think back to yourself, next time I'm going to listen to that nudge. And then the next time you do, you listen to the nudge because you don't want the dark alley. And so it's kind of like that. Does that help kind of bring it in for you, how that works?
Yes.
Wonderful. Yes. Not always easy to find the right words from the one we speak through, for one, and for a human collective, because we get a different understanding or a bigger picture of that. We have a broader perception of what is going on than you would have.
Still a good answer. I like it.
Thank you.
We'll run with it.
Yes, let us do that. We want to stop for just a second. We keep hearing the name Amy, 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 and we want to look at that. Why are we hearing Amy? We know that she perked up right now as we just said her name, and we want to say that there's some trouble or something that is, we want to call it the hamster wheel, the thing that keeps going through your mind, and you keep replaying something that has been troubling you, and we want you to release that. We want you to hand that over to your source or your God, your counsel, your angels, whatever it is that feels comfortable to you. This hamster wheel that you are in is blocking you from something really great to come in. And so, Amy, please hand that over. And if there's multiple Amy's out there, we are talking to all of you if it fits. That is what we want to say about that. But if this message fits for you, please take it as well. But we are feeling this name coming in and coming in and coming in, and it is very important. We want Amy to know, let this go, something better is coming. Just like we had talked about, let these things go, something better is coming. And you will be pleased when it gets here. So just let go of what it is that is troubling you and holding you in a stuck pattern, because it is not doing you any favors to stay there. And we want you to release it so that you do not miss something great that is coming. And we don't think you will miss it, but we want you to be ready for it. We want you to be excited and know that it is there and not overlook it. So be ready to receive a new opportunity or a new situation that is much better than the one that you are hanging on to. Okay.
Interesting. Do you have anything else you would like to share on deja vu or synchronicity by any chance? Or you think we wrapped that up?
Well, we think that we probably did pretty good on that, as many people have experienced these and have a very familiar feeling with them themselves.
Perfect. All right. We can, what about the Mandela effect? What's your definition on that? Is that related to deja vu, or is that separate?
That's a good question, Jason. The way we look at that is that this is something that has been changed. Remember, you had your time traveler that came to visit a couple of sessions ago, and he talked about moving through time. So if one was to move through time and change something about time, that is when you get this Mandela effect that you were talking about. Something changes, and then the ripple of that change comes through. And you may have this memory of something looking a little different, sounding a little different, and now all of a sudden it's got a different look to it, it's got a different sound to it, or it didn't exist ever, and you're like, you know that thing, and nobody else knows what you mean. And that is kind of what that is about. And one of the things, Tracie is laughing at this question because when she came back from California, she came home and there was a building on the way home that she did not ever remember seeing before. And she thought, how did they have time to build that in 1 week? That is weird. And then she gets home and she goes, they're doing construction behind her. They're building a new housing development. And she goes home and her dog is whimpering at the door, and she opens the door, and a house that had already been built hadn't been built yet. And she's like, that is weird. I thought that house was already done. I remember it being done. And she could see it in her mind as already done. They're just now starting to complete that house, and it looks exactly like she remembered it. And so it's giving her confirmation that she is not crazy, but something changed in that ripple where they had not built that house yet. She came back on a timeline where they had not built that house yet. Something shifted, something changed. And it's usually very subtle things. And to even catch them would be quite the task, because you're probably just going to brush it off as, oh, I must have mistaken. It must have been the other house that I saw or that I was thinking of. But that is something to look for. Something where you're like, when did that building get there? Or when did this thing happen? Or any of those types of things that catch you off guard, and they're very fleeting moments. And if you do not anchor them in as recognizing it, within a half hour, you may have normalized it in your mind. If you have seen the movie The Butterfly Effect, and that is when Tracie brings people to the butterfly effect, where he goes back in time and he changes something that they did, and then it has a ripple effect on how their friendships go and how their connections go and who's dating who and all of that good stuff. And everyone else has the memory of the new timeline, except for the one that changed the timeline. He has a memory of the old one. And then all of a sudden he'll get downloaded with the memory of the new one. And then he starts to remember it that way. And so that is kind of what we say is happening, is you may be initially going, what is going on in this matrix? So it used to be like this and now it's like this, or that book used to be called this and now it's called this, or that soda pop used to be called this and now it's called this. And you have these little sudden moments of recognition, and then all of a sudden you'll get downloaded with the new version, and you'll kind of let that other one fade out. So if you do recognize those things, write them down. There are groups out there. They keep track of this stuff, and it is very interesting. If you're not following one, you may want to check it out and see what they have to say. But you may find that you even have memories of your own that your family members will remember and you do not. And it's because something shifted in the timeline. And because you are awakening, you were not part of that shift. You're awakening and you're on a different frequency, and so you remember it different. And we are hearing your mind saying, explain that. Is that what you're doing, Jason? Because we want to explain that. We want to say,
I'm
here, says you are waking up to this matrix idea, as you are waking up to this ascension idea, as you are waking up to so much more out there in this world to grab hold of, and how to manifest and create and move into your own realities. Sometimes you are the one that is creating that Mandela effect, because you are creating a new reality by your own thoughts and your own desires, and you're learning how to do that, and you're learning how to manipulate the energy to make that work for you. And then you're the one that changes that reality. But if somebody else is the one that changes that reality, you may be out of the frequency. If they're still in a third dimension, changing that reality through time travel and all this other things, and you're up here on this fourth, fifth dimension, and you're experiencing a different timeline, then the two timelines start to merge again. If you bounce back down, you will be like, oh, what happened? What happened? Why I was up in 5D? Something changed. And you bounce back down into the third dimension because we are all bouncing back and forth, yeah? And moving out of third dimension into a fourth and fifth dimension, and then bouncing back in. And we're learning as the humankind is to stay and maintain that fifth dimension, but we're not there yet. And so it bounces back and forth. And so when you bounce back into the third dimension, something may have changed for you, something that you remember differently. And the ones that didn't bounce into fifth dimension are remembering the new timeline as if it were never different.
Interesting.
We like it. We think it's interesting as well. But as your mind continues to open more and more, you're going to even know what that change was, what that happened that created this ripple effect. And maybe even that deja vu moment, or didn't we already do this before, but we're doing it again now because it's different, or whatever it might be. So there's a lot of things at play with these things.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, I would like for the audience to comment down below your deja vu experience or your Mandela effect experience. And if you could tell us what you experienced and what you think about it. So, because that would be interesting to hear.
We think so.
Would you happen to have anything for the YouTube collective or the podcast collective?
We are noticing that there are more and more of you, and this is wonderful for us. As the collective gathers here, we like to keep reminding you that as we all gather here, we are all here in the same moment, even though we pre-recorded this session. And you have all gathered here with us in spirit. And so we are here, and we are looking over you, and we are joining with you in this beautiful spirit of unity. And we love seeing it grow. We love seeing this expansiveness and this collective. And you are wonderful, wonderful people and beautiful, beautiful hearts. And we are so excited to be sharing this time with you. So let us see what it is that as a collective, what you might need to be hearing at this time as we move the energy over the group here. We want to call some of you the seekers, the seekers. For those of you that feel like this is you, the seekers, looking for what is it that I need to be doing next? What is my next right move? What is my next right move? We're going to call in a little ascension prayer over all of you. And the seekers, we want you to focus on your third eye. So if you feel like that is you, we want you to focus the energy of this prayer on your third eye. And we are setting the intention in the highest and best good to expand the third eye, to open the mind to knowing the next right move, working more telepathically with spirit, with your counsels, with the light beings that are here to work with you, guide you, bring you in that direction. Na shikyum botu new subashikanya tatatama. Esa shakuno ma eyoa. Esa no shibewa de bewa chua no machi kianya. Vema osho o dam aka ando du bajewe pondo ba anya. Eso to shomyu da nieta sakepe to macha. Isa ime. O Shavan to the Chakation Nananiata Tikiata, show some Shikioto, boom, 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 JJ. The next ones we want to work with are the ones that work with symbols, the ones that work with sacred geometry, the ones that are bringing in the visuals with your paintings, with your artwork, with your drawings. There is so much that you are giving this earth right now by putting your energy into these pieces. And there is a download for you as well. So let us move into that for you. Mahayatanata she wema awe osho bobo jeganyata nyatsonya ikan dadamanani bashanya dotunanyat ashipepukaya. Vemo shu ununeme kya anch anama Veshakoti mandatia. And there is some activation with the hands with that, some very beautiful symbology that you will be putting into your visual pieces. And now for those who have the audio, there are some who sing, there are some who just speak the language, and there is an opening coming for you as well. We want you to focus on the heart chakra and the throat chakra and just let this beautiful electric blue color come in as we are calling in this wave of blue, and we want it to move through all of your bodies. Everyone, not just those who are the ones who are speaking the language or are using the voice or the sound, but this is a frequency for everybody to step into. Ishikiyunuma. Ino shikoko kabaka ndu unshiki utu anji undu ma anya. Vema bacho no nia saka. There is a group of you or a collective of you where the Lyran Council would like to start speaking through you. You already have been initiated or introduced to your Lyran counterpart. And so if you were feeling this to be true, call that in and let it speak through you, let it move through you. And that can be in any of the aspects that we have already talked about, in any other form that may be happening, where you're writing, where you're expressing, whatever way you express it. They want to move through you. They have only messages of beauty and positivity. They want everyone to just move into the space of love and the space of moving into union and community. It is time to be kind to your neighbor. They say, time to be kind to your neighbor. And we are moving into this time period where a lot of people are feeling the pressure. A lot of people are feeling the heat, so to speak, and their stuff is coming up and their physical bodies are expressing this stuff. And nobody is immune to this. Even if they are in their awakening, they could be experiencing something emotionally, physically, whatever it is, the way the body is expressing it. So be kind. Be kind, because you do not know what this other person is going through. And you do not know, even if they seem or appear to have everything together, it is time to be kind to them. Check in on them. How are you doing? How are you doing? And just show that you are there for them, supporting them. And be kind to yourself as well. You want that to mirror through you, that you are also kind to yourself. Bring it into center first. That is somewhere, that is a space where a lot of you will need to work as you go forward from this video. Work on creating the balance, creating this union with yourself. Create that space within you where you are loving yourself first and loving yourself enough to know, and then you go forward and be kind to others. So shikumbo momo she ai kon tatama te she. Vemo shoto to yen the net consumiata. Shama kakamana o shiwe going dia. There's a lot of static. That is what we want to call it, static. A lot of distraction, a lot of buzzing going on. And what we want to do is we want to call in a most beautiful aqua color and just feel that move through. As you're hearing the dog trying to get on the couch, we will pause for a moment as it is cracking Tracie up. But we want to have you bring in this aqua color. And as you bring in the aqua color, we just want you to feel it move around you. Move around you and just absorb all of the static. Move around you and just bring out all of the distractions, all of those things that keep your mind moving in other directions instead of being able to be clear and focused. As it's moving all of that out of your auric field and out of your mind and out of your body, you find yourself starting to get into this place where you are very calm, where you are at peace, where you are feeling very soft and gentle. And then we want you to just look at your life from that space. Look at whatever trouble you are having from that space. Allow for the calmness to come in. Allow for the bigger picture to show itself to you. Allow for the changes to show you where they are bringing you. And just allow for the peace to come in. Allow for that to happen. Some of you are moving and it is frightening because you're not sure where you're supposed to go. Some of you are leaving relationships or starting new relationships or starting a new job or wanting to leave a job and wanting to start a healing career, wanting things to change and shift in these beautiful ways. You have to be willing to let go of one thing to let the other thing in. And we want you to feel safe in doing that. So just allow for that peace to come into your heart. Give yourself the patience and the kindness that you desire through this transitional time, and ask for the right next step to be presented to you. It is a beautiful thing. You are the only one that can make these choices for you. You are the only one that lives this life. What is it that you desire? What is it that you want? How would you like to be seen? How would you like to express yourself in the world? You are the only one that gets to decide that. Bring that version of yourself to the table. That shifted some energy among the collective. We call to you all to just be in your hearts and be the best version of yourself that you can be. Do you have questions, Jason?
I don't have any questions, but I would like to add something that is pretty interesting as you were speaking at the end. Something, speaking of synchronicity, something as we were talking, since you brought up this topic with the healing business, finding your new path and so on, that also deals with a video that's on my other YouTube channel, Work to Invest, where Melissa Manning is a business coach and a life coach, and she talks about finding your path and guiding you on your path and dealing with if you want to start a business, whether it's a healing business or some other kind of business. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That is a perfect opportunity to put that information in for all of you who are seeking for some guidance for that. And how would they find that?
I'll have a link in the description for that video. So I thought that was pretty neat how that lined up.
Very perfect. And hopefully the collective will take advantage of that information and go check that out.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Is there any other collectives out there that want to share a message?
Let us look. We are cracking up at the dog. She is really having a hard time here. And we're not sure what is going on with her, but she is definitely making some noise. As we look for this, let us go back into the collective here. We keep getting that the Sirian Council would like to come in.
Okay.
Let us see what that is that they have today. It feels as if they want to talk about some new energy waves that are coming in. So let us see if we can connect with them. We have a group of what appears to be 3 in this council. Hello, everyone. What we would like to talk to you about today is that there are these great surges in energy, and some of you have been able to follow those surges through different methods that you use in your earth plane. Surges of energy that are creating a big push of energy through your planet. And we feel like this information comes to you all the time. Oh, another wave of energy, another wave of energy. But we do want to say that there is definitely a push of energy that is moving through the planet right now that is very expansive, it could be very pleasurable for some. It is one that is going to light things up for you. And we don't want you to feel discouraged if you are not feeling like you know what direction you're supposed to be going, because we know there are a lot of you out there that are looking for that next thing that you were supposed to be doing, looking for that next assignment that you were supposed to have. But we want to say this energy is coming through, and it is going to take it a course of a couple of months to move through and open these doors. So do not worry if it is not a door opening for you right now. You will find yourself coming across that path soon enough. And you will find yourself probably finding you're wanting to do something, feeling an urge or a nudge to do something by the end of March. We want to say that there are going to be doors opening for you, opportunities showing up for you. There's going to be information coming in for you, or some direction that you feel pulled to go. Many of you have already felt like you need to move to a new location. If that is something that is calling to you, start following through and looking looking at the areas that you are feeling pulled to, and look to see if there is something about that ignites the heart and really gets you excited about going, because you want to follow the heart. The heart is the compass. And for many of you, you have already made that leap and you have already made that move. And those that have done that, we applaud you. We thank you. You are putting yourself in exactly the right place on the planet to help to amplify energy and to move energy and to help and assist with those that are still starting to wake up. Maybe they hit snooze on their alarm and you are there to help them get up and start getting excited about their lives as well. And so it is very important for you to just really pay attention to how are you feeling between now and the end of March and what direction you want to go. If you are getting pulled, the dog is back, and if you are getting pulled for those energies, then pay attention to them. Now, that's not to say that if you do not feel this pull or this nudge in the direction of your path work or moving to a new location or whatever that might be, or deeper meditations or channeling and light language, whatever comes to you, that is your calling. If you are not feeling that, don't worry. That means that your assignment is coming next. And so you might be on vacation until March. And then as spring hits, then maybe you'll be getting your assignment at that time. So it is not to worry if you do not feel compelled to do anything or change anything at this time. But there are many out there who are, and we want you to know that you are right on track with the frequencies that are coming in. There are certain aspects of you that are responding to this call, and you set it up to have your body, have your mind, have your high self be nudged and what do we want to say, be alerted, alarmed, and moved into this energy. And so even though you may not know what direction that is, go there, find it, look for it. What calls to you? Many of you have been called to mountains lately. Many of you have been called to the mountains. And we talk about these big mountains, and they're all over the world. And some of you have just been feeling like, I need to go and I need to go explore and walk the paths and be out in nature and do those things. And if you have that opportunity, please do it. That is you getting in tuned with the frequency without all the distractions of what is going on in the cities or in the homes with all of your electronics and all of the equipment. It separates you from it and brings you out into nature where you can get more clear. So if you're feeling pulled to go into nature, go to the mountains, please do that. The frequencies there are different, and you're being called to that so that you can move into a different vibration yourself. And you may just have fun playing in those little vortexes on the mountain. You may have fun enjoying the frequencies and going through the little realms and the different things that are available. And there's a lot of fairy energy in the mountains, and the fairies are very much a part of this ascension process. They have been pushing for the ascension for some time now, and they are your biggest cheerleaders. So go to those mountains. If you feel called to move and that is within your means to do it, maybe that is something to consider and make those moves and step into those callings, if you will. Let us see if there's anything else that we would like to bring in. Do you have questions around that, Jason?
Somewhat of a question. Maybe Tracie will like this one as well. You mentioned mountains. Should we do another trip to Iseti Mountains Ranch?
It is already done.
Already done. Perfect.
It is already done. You have already set that up and you are catching up to it, just like we had heard you talking about earlier with the Octorians. You have already done these things, yes. And it is just a matter of the two of you stop procrastinating, put it on the calendar, and it is already done.
Perfect.
And you will have a good collective of people this time. You'll have a much larger group than you did last time. And you'll have support there that you weren't expecting. And we'll just say it that way. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, there's no mountains in the south, so.
Well, then you must come out to the west.
Yes.
Come west and join us at the mountain, yeah?
Perfect.
That is good.
But I do have one more question. So this is the Sirian Council.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the Sirians?
The Sirians. The Sirians are...
Okay.
We're going to giggle at all the disruptions today.
Check it out.
Perfect.
We did not have to answer as Siri did it for us. Okay.
That's staying in the video.
It is very fun when the electronics want to participate. That is good. We should have let her answer. That was our bad. We should have let them answer the Sirian question. So we are a collective of beings, much like the Octorians, as you're familiar with them. We are much like them. You could call us the Octorian cousins even, or they could be our cousins. And we work in a lot with the Orion Council of Light, and we work with a lot of different collectives as we come in, and many of us come into collectives as if we are not just one species or one group of beings. We oftentimes work with other collectives. An example of another Sirian collective would be the Sirians are part of our collective. A lot of times we bring in the mantis beings, and we bring in many others that when we speak through does not know the names of, and therefore we are limited in what we can share with that as well. But remember, there are many different levels to what is accessible, and there are different gateways to get to different realms, to get to the multiverse, to get to all these different places. And so it is limiting to let you think that we are just a small group, or a group in this planet, or a group over in that planet. It is a collective of energies, not only from your own galaxy, but from many galaxies that use gateways and portals to transfer around and to move energy. And we help them, they help us. It is a big system, and we are all part of that. We are human in our appearance. We are different color skin than humans, but we have more of the human body. We have the arms, the fingers, the legs. We do not have the hair. We do not have the hair, but we do have, we want to say we have the prettier eyes than the Octorians, but we have more of a human eye set and a smaller head. We are working through Tracie's words, and she is coming up with a way to describe us, and so we are laughing as she is giving us a description to share with you. But we are online as well. You can Google and look for pictures, as you will see. Now she is saying we are a handsomer version of the Greys. We are a more advanced and pretty version of maybe what you would consider a gray, with the little oval head and the little bodies, but we are much better looking, and we are much more better received, we think, than when you hear the Greys. And so we are a fun collective. We wanted the best for all that is existing, not just humankind, but all of the galactic councils, and we are part of the bigger councils. We think you have talked about that before, when the councils meet up and all of these little viewing pods show up, and we are in one of those viewing pods, but we also have council members that are down on the platform. We like to be very involved with what is going on in the future of humanity, because it does affect us all. And so we're right here with you and doing whatever we can to help and assist. And we do have some ships that are floating through the atmosphere far above your planet, but close enough to be in observation and be of service to some who want to communicate, much like we are doing right here. Does that help? That was kind of wordy.
That was good. That was pretty good. Pretty
Wonderful.
good. I don't have any more questions at this time, unless you have anything else you would like to share.
We think that the work that all of you are doing is very beautiful. You are finding this video for a reason. There is something in it that will touch your heart or will activate you or will move you in a way that is helpful for humanity. And your desire to be part of this ascension is in itself an amplification of such a beautiful world to come. And so we want to just thank you for your presence here, for even just coming to this video and taking the time to watch what it is that comes through, what Tracie and Jason have to share, and what the Octorians bring through, and what all of these other councils bring through. And we thank you for taking it into consideration and to moving into your highest and best version of self as often as you can. And we thank you all for, we just want you to sit in this right now, as all of us are just thinking about the fifth dimensional frequency and moving into a world where everyone is loving and accepting, and judgment has dropped away, and fear-based energy has dropped away, and everyone can just coexist and be in this oneness. That is nice. And just imagine what a world like that, where you wouldn't need locks on your doors. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you can just trust that if you set something down, that's where it's going to be when you come back, and it's going to be there. Yes. And it is just a beautiful world. And we thank all of you for putting energy into creating that with us and bringing this into a reality. And we do believe it is going to be a reality for everyone as you continue to put your energy there and move into that space. Like we said earlier, it's already done. Just catch up to it. It is already done. It's complete. You're just getting there. You're in your final stretch, as they say, yeah? And just enjoy as much of the ride as you can, because there is a lot of things out there in the world that you could be afraid of, and we don't want you to go there. We want you to go into what is going right. What is happening that is so right that something needs to counterbalance it in this way of fear. And something must really be going right. And so we want you to look at that. Something is really going right. And it is a beautiful time. And is there anything else, Jason?
Nope, that is all I have at this time.
Wonderful. And we thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
We are going to let Daniel come back in, as he keeps poking back in anyway, but we'll let him come back in, and we thank you for having us here. And we thank you to the collective as well.
Thank you very much.
It is a beautiful thing when everyone's energy is watching these videos, and what you guys do not see that we can see is how everyone's energy comes together as if we are all in the same room sharing this frequency. Even though it is all over the world, it is also right here.
Because we're all connected, correct?
We are all connected, and it does not matter. It does not matter where you are. And just as we are not even on your earth plane, we are here. And so please do not doubt that you are as well. And we really do appreciate everyone that has shown up.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Daniel.
Thank you. We'll bring Tracie back at this time.
Sounds good.
Okay, you guys, that dog, I got her up on the couch and then she jumped right back down and started doing that little routine again. I love my dogs. I will give her a little grace. She is 16 and a half years old, so almost 17 actually. So the fact that she can still semi-jump is good. Yeah, same talking to you.
It's all good.
So anyway, wonderful. Why I was in that, it was one of the things that I need to remember to bring up. So I'm going to do it right now or I'll forget. They do want me to do another collective prayer like I did with the light language. This time the prayer is going to be, if you do Reiki, if you do, sound like singing bowls or tuning forks, light language, just setting intention while you're in a meditation, whatever it is, whoever wants to show up to it. that is the intention this time, is it's going to be a collective. I don't have a date for that yet, so please watch my YouTube page. I will make a video about it. I'm just going to pick a day and a time, and I'm going to set a Zoom link down there for it, and whoever can show up to it, that's how I'm going to do it this time, because otherwise it ends up being 100 emails, and it's like a little bit too much. But the last time it was phenomenal. Everybody made it. The ones that couldn't make it sent audios in, and that was nice. We were able to make it happen. So that's going to happen. Watch for that. I'll put a video out or bring it up in one of these videos or whatever.
So is one person going to do the sound bowls, and one person is going to do Reiki, and another
whoever shows up. If we got 10 people that show up with sound bowls, then we're going to have sound bowls going off, and I don't know what that's going to look like until I see who shows up.
Boom, boom.
And I do want to say this for those of you who have watched the one that we posted a couple weeks ago. I was told this is going to sound like chaos, and it's supposed to. It's supposed to sound like chaos. 14 people talking at the same time is chaos, right? And I said, well, why are we doing this? And they said, because you won't be able to focus on just one sound or one person talking. And therefore, it opens that subconscious mind to allow for the healing to enter. That's what they told me was happening. So it was really an interesting experience to put that out there. And even myself, I was sitting there going, okay, I love these people, but this sounds like chaos. But this is what happened. And when I made the video and I was editing the video and putting Aurora's soundtrack behind it, and then I was like, oh, that needs to be over here. And I go to move something just slightly, and the whole thing went bloop and changed. And I can't even tell you. I just looked at that and went, what just happened? What happened there? So I had this 5.5-minute video that turned into a 10-minute video, and I went to play it, and it brought in this other piece that perfectly brought it in. And then there was a piece that I hadn't put in there that was in there. And then, I mean, the whole thing was like, okay, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Whatever happened here, it's for a reason. And so I put it out there, and people were telling me, oh man, I listened to that and it sounded so amazing. And then another person would say, oh my gosh, I listened to that and I had to shut it off. I thought, yeah, okay, I get it. Mm-hmm. And so I was just trying to process that. Well, then I'm sitting here with this, with a friend of mine, and she says, if you're listening to something like sound frequency or something, and you feel the resistance, that is the energy pushing out your block. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what's happening. The ones that are wanting to stop this video, it's pushing out their block. And so I went back to the ones that were listening to it, and I said, I bet your block has moved now. Try listening to it again. And they came back to me and said, you're right. That was a whole different experience. It didn't irritate me. I was able to sit there and really get into all the different sounds and let them all come in. And anyways, it was really interesting to have that experience and have the answer come to me in the way that it did. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's the answer to that video. So if you were watching that and you were one of the ones that felt the resistance, go back and try again and see if it flows better, if it sounds better, because I ended up listening to that 5 or 6 times during the editing, and I was having my own weird experience with that. It's like, all of a sudden I'm hearing one voice, and then I'm hearing this voice over here, and it was like all the other ones were drowned out, and I was like, why is this person so loud on this video? And I was even sitting there playing with the sound going, why is this one person so loud? And then the next time it was different, and I wasn't able to adjust anything. And I was like, well, now I'm not hearing that person that way. And I'm realizing it was the one I needed to hear to clear whatever. Anyways, it was really cool. I want to invite people to go back and listen to that again. And if they were listening to it and having experiences with it, go back and try again. So Perfect. There was that. And anyway,
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever you had that next group collage.
Yeah. Will you make it? You'll make it. You'll make it to that one. You'll play the singing coffee mug. You can clank the. Yeah. Let's see how it sounds. Let's get a warm up.
Go.
There you go. I feel like I can hear the mantis back there clicking.
There you go. In the claws.
Yeah. Click, 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 click. That's funny. Yeah.
Too funny.
Any of that could, I mean, all of it works.
It sounds pretty cool, because if you have somebody with Reiki, and then if you have somebody else that's an energy healer as well, that's going to be a pumped up video.
I think so. And people that were participating in the last one were saying, oh my gosh, I had to go lay down. I had a headache. So yes. So now there's going to be rules. So we're all going to go get grounded, and we're going to drink water, and we're going to do all these things. So be prepared if you're coming to the video. Do a little meditation, clear your energy first, because it is a lot of energy.
We need some grounding rods.
Grounding rods would be great. Being onto those, like, hey. So very good. So anyway,
announcements, or do you want to talk about what you saw in your channeling?
Let's get the announcements out of the way. That way I don't forget to do them. So I guess, what was I talking about? I wanted to announce, well, I did the announcement on the healing thing. And then in March, we're doing the channeling and light language workshop in San Rafael, California. I'm doing that with Valerie Camozzi. And so my link to my website's down below, and the workshop link is on my website. So go check that out. We're going to be talking about different ways to channel letters, channeling like I do, automatic writing, and I can't remember what all else. And then we're going to go the second day into activating your light language. What is light language? The healing powers of light language conversations. We're just going to have some fun. So it's going to be a really nice 2 days, March 21st and 22nd in San Rafael. So was there anything else that I was going to talk about?
Just let people know, I'm going to have the link in the description box as well to this event. And then how much does it cost?
It's $300 for the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not bad for 3 days.
It's 2 days. It's Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And you have to take care of your hotel and your transportation.
Yeah, that only covers your class. So everything, if you've got to get there, then yeah, that's on you. You got to figure that out. So.
Okay. And if you could tell everybody a little bit about Valerie as well.
Valerie Camozzi is a level 3 QHHT practitioner, and she's also the creator of Light Resonance Healing. And she is a very talented, not that she will probably admit that, but a very talented psychic intuitive channeler. You didn't hear it from me. And I'm so excited to get to work with her in this arena where we're going to be bringing in this high vibration of a class where we're channeling and working with those frequencies. And I love watching her work. She is an amazing teacher, and I'm excited to get the opportunity to do that with her. So ValerieCamozzi.com, I believe you can find more about her. If you're in the San Rafael area, San Francisco, Oakland, all of those are cities near that. And you want a QHHT session, I couldn't recommend anyone more than I recommend Valerie. So you can find her information, ValerieCamozzi.com. Yeah.
Perfect.
How was that for a plug?
And that link would be in the description, so you can just click on it.
Click on it.
Even though it was very easy to find. So is this the first time y'all two are having a class together? Is this
we did a little workshop, like a 2-hour workshop, where we just did some past life regression stuff, and then the channel came in and gave a message to the group.
So a little bit different.
Yeah, so that was fun, and we had a really good response to all of that. And we're like, you know what? So many people keep asking, how do I channel? How can I learn to do that? How can I learn to do that? And we're like, let's put it together. And we literally, we had talked about it on my visit there. We had talked about doing a workshop, but I think we really anchored it in while we were sitting in the car waiting to drop. I was going to get out and get on my airplane and fly home. And we're like, let's just do it. Let's do it. And we just kind of anchored it in right there. And so we put it together. We're already getting a nice response to the class. So that's exciting. We can I think we have room for 28 people, but if we end up with more than that, then we'll figure that out as well.
You have any bookings so far?
Mm-hmm.
How many?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got, I don't know. I've only put it out there a couple times on the videos, and we've got 6 or 7 people already, and a couple more that are saying they're on board with that. So just getting the word out there, and help us share that. If you guys are feeling pulled to do that, that would be great. We'd love to fill that class up and just make it a phenomenal experience. So, yeah.
So you probably have about 15 slots left.
Something like that, yeah.
All right. Don't wait too long if that resonates with you.
Yeah. Get in here. So.
And it would be cool, the results from the class. It would be interesting to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll share that with you. I'm sure that would be lovely to come on and talk about it and let you know how people were responding to it and their reactions and what was happening.
I can only imagine. All right. Next announcement.
What was my next announcement? I should have wrote them down.
You want me to give you a clue?
Oh, I did write it down. Yes.
Drum roll.
You guys, I'm almost to 1,000 followers on my YouTube page. So close. What do we got? Like 31 more people at this point as we're doing this video. So we're going to do a giveaway. So I'm going to do 2 giveaways of Ascension sessions. These are all online sessions, by the way, nothing in person. This is online. 2 giveaways for Ascension sessions and 2 30-minute readings. So that's 4 things we're giving away when I reach 1,000 followers. So
you're so close, people. So close.
So close. So if you haven't come over to my page, if you're watching this on Jason's page and you're like, Tracie, I didn't know you had a page. Get over to my page. Get signed up. Post down below. The way I'm finding you guys to put you on the drawing for the giveaway is you got to post below. Anyone that's posting and clicking like isn't enough because I can't see your name. So you got to post something, even if it's just hello, can you enter me, whatever you want to put on there. Put that down on the video below on my page, not Jason's page, because that doesn't do me any good. Get over to my page, put it on mine, and I'll enter you into the drawing. And when we, as we keep going, whenever I reach that 1,000, I'll take all the names of the people who have been posting and I'll put them in a nice little fishbowl, and I'll draw 4 winners out and give away some sessions.
So you got to do the fishbowl routine.
Why not?
I said make it easy. Make them pick a number.
Right.
What's
yeah.
your 1,000?
I don't know. These guys are very psychic, so I'm going to do a fishbowl.
I would have threw a curveball in. You got to guess my 2 favorite numbers.
Oh, that would be good. I don't even know if I have 2 favorite numbers. Yeah, I do.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
Fishbowl's fine.
If you want to guess my favorite number, put it down there.
Oh, do it as a bonus.
Yeah, bonus prize for the favorite number.
2 entries.
That's funny. There we go. Yeah, if you guess the right number, I'll put your name in a second time. There we go. Nice. I like that. That's good.
So Tracie does the 5-card pull. So if you know anybody that is interested in card readings, so please share that video with somebody that resonates with them, and that will help you.
Yeah.
Boost up some subscribers. But we're so close. We're
so close.
Yep. We've been doing
That's exciting. That's like a big number on YouTube, reaching your first 1,000.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So
and just think, how many did you have when we first did our first video collab?
I want to say I had like 77 or something. And I had been posting radio shows and all kinds of stuff. So
yes, you had quite a few videos too.
I have quite a few old videos on there. Yeah.
That you had 77. I said, I'm going to take care of that.
Yeah. So thank you, Jason, for showing me how to reach the collective. And thank you, everybody out there that knows how to expand that even further and get these people over to my page. We'll boost it up. We're going to rock the energy right off of this page. Actually, we should get competitive with Jason's page. No. Let's see who wins.
We'll have to pull out all the stuff.
Yeah. I'll do another drawing if you guys can get me ahead of Jason.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
Never know. Maybe that'll work out for me. That's funny. But yeah, I
Maybe
really do
become in the
appreciate.
future.
Yeah. You know, there's so many of you guys that are out there that are just so positive and so supportive, and I can't
Yes.
thank you enough. And this is one of the ways that I can just show my gratitude and say thank you for participating. And if you've already had an Ascension session, don't worry, because no two Ascension sessions are alike. You can come back and we go somewhere else. And it's like, I have had some of the people that have come back repeatedly. It's like, okay, well, I wonder what we're going to do. And then boom, we'll take off. And it's like, it can be pretty fun. So if you've already had one, it doesn't matter. Another one it's not, if anything, it becomes even more expensive. So
yeah, go to the Dragon Realm, you know, if you're
the Dragon Realm. Yes. Let's tour the Dragon Realm. Yeah. We can go talk to tree people. We can go to alternate realities. We can go to other Earths. There's all kinds of things to do. So
perfect. Yeah, if you ever wanted a session with Tracie and you never had the opportunity to, this is your perfect chance to get a session with Tracie.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, indeed. So thank you. Wonderful.
Perfect. And I think that's it for the announcements. And when you was doing the channeling and the Sirians came in and they brought in that finding your path kind of thing.
Yeah, how perfect.
That worked out for that. So I have a YouTube video channel as well on Work to Invest. And in that video, Melissa Manning was talking about like helping individuals find their path and, you know, helping them with their business. And she's, if I ain't mistaken, I think she's still offering a 30-minute session for free.
That's amazing. Yeah. And you guys, I'm telling you, getting clarity with somebody else helping you is so much easier. Yeah. Because they're going to ask you questions that you didn't think to ask yourself, and they're going to put you in a direction or get you thinking outside of your box. And we don't even know we have these boxes going on. And then somebody will ask you a question and you'll be like, oh, I hadn't even thought of that.
Right.
So,
and you mentioned blocks, and she talks about removing blocks, and that was one of the things you was talking about, removing the blocks, you know?
Yep. And so take advantage of that. And you're going to have that link pop up here, right? It's going to pop up here, and then you're going to have it down below.
Yeah. Description, and somehow work out the link at the top.
Wonderful. Yeah. So let's keep her busy. Give her a whole bunch of 30-minute sessions, and then sign up and get her coaching, you know.
Yeah, she's a life coach and a business coach. So, and it goes hand in hand. So it works out perfect.
It sure does. Yeah. Wonderful.
And then you can subscribe to that channel as well.
That's right. Share the love. Subscribe. Click, 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 click.
Because I have three of them.
Yeah. What is your other channel? So
Guardians of Magic. That's where the Atlantis stuff and ancient Egypt videos go on to.
Perfect. And so if you're not part of that, get over there to that too.
The Sirian Council, that was pretty cool. Before I let you go, that was different.
See, they look kind of human.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So is this what you were seeing? Like with
and I could see that glow from the third eye as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like they have good skin.
I thought it was funny when they were like the handsome grays, only we're taller and thinner.
Yeah. Were they?
I wish my dog would quit jumping.
I think they're part of the Sirian group.
I think so. They're like super hyper tonight. So, yeah. But anyway, I do apologize. I don't have anyone in the house that can come get her today, and she just keeps attempting to get on a couch she can't jump up on.
Gotcha. I understand. And you probably couldn't hear it on my microphone, but when your dog was at the door, I'm assuming, my little dog
was yours barking
at the door, trying to get in here, and I'm like, what are the odds that both of them are doing this?
I tell you, yeah. This energy brings them in, that's for sure. It's definitely, it attracts the animals every time.
They might like the Sirians. They're like, Sirians are here, come on.
Yeah, time to make some noise.
Celebrate. Now, did they have blue skin in your session? Or
okay. Yeah, but it was more pale. Like the Octurians are kind of a darker, and these guys are a little bit lighter. And they really do have a human look to them, even in the face, as you can see. They are more human. I think they were commenting on their eyes were normal or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they kind of have the oval head. It's just, they look human with no hair, and they're kind of got the light blue skin. The clothing was a little different, but for the most part, that's kind of the same. That's pretty much what I was seeing, is that shape of face and that color of skin. So
Yeah, their eyes look kind of like Egyptian almost.
a little bit in that picture, yeah. I don't know that the eyes looked more human, but the color of the eyes, which isn't captured in this picture, were kind of more like a crystalline blue, like very sparkly blue color in the eyes. And they were more of they're a little bit bigger than our human eyes as far as the eyes went. But, you know, Arcturians, they got kind of the big eyes. And then these guys are a little different. Even though they both have the blue skin, the Arcturians kind of have the big heads. And yeah, so
interesting.
do we need to put a picture of the Arcturians up here? I can do that real quick with my.
It's going to be in the video.
Oh, or we could just do that.
Oh,
the Arcturians. What's the other one? I had that one. There we go.
Nice.
So there we go. So I was teasing Jason that I was going to put that up, but I fade in and out when I'm in that little bubble. What do they call that? The virtual background thing or whatever.
The green screen.
The green screen thing drowns me out. So
nice.
All right. Well, I think my whole house has turned into the awakened zone. My son's out in the garage making noise now.
Okay.
The dogs are pacing. So I think that's it.
Perfect. Well, it's about that time to wrap it up anyway. So works out perfect.
Yes. And just more of an example that we are normal people living normal lives. So.
Oh, yeah. Got to clean.
So watch for August when we put a pin in it and we set up that ESETI trip.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we'll try and get that figured out as soon as possible. So if any of you want to figure out traveling accommodations and all of that, that's good. We want to give you enough time.
Yeah, that was fun last time. That was fun.
That was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're going to try it without a thunderstorm this time, though.
Oh, come on. That was easy.
Yeah. That's funny.
Dude, it was raining today. Big time.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we just had sprinkles today. Nothing too tragic. So.
Yeah. The thunder wasn't too bad, but it was coming down.
That Mandela effect. Yes. Blah. I have to tell you, that was one of the weirdest experiences, to come home and open my back door, and the house that was there when I left was not there. And that was so weird to me. And I was like,
is that recent?
Yeah, that was when I came back from California in January. And I walked to let the dog out, and I opened the door, and I was like, where did that house go? And my oldest son comes down, and he goes, I know, right? I thought it was there too, but guess not. I guess it was the other one. And he did exactly that. He kind of poo-pooed it and like, oh, I must have been seeing things. Well, now they're almost done with that house, and it's exactly what I remember seeing in my mind. And I probably wouldn't, if I hadn't made such a note about it and, you know, a fuss about, no, there was a house there when I left. And so it was in my mind so clear that I thought, I need to remember this for when this is done. And so I was just trying to make that mental note real strong. And today when I was looking at it, I was going, yeah, that was there when I left. That's exactly what it looked like to me. Mm-hmm. So that was a strange thing to have happen. And then there was, like they were saying, there was this big building on the side of the highway that the whole thing was painted in these really bright colors all of a sudden. I think the building had been there before, but I was like, when did they do that? I mean, I don't think they could paint a building that size in 1 week. And in this weather, we had rain and icky weather the whole time I was gone. So I was like, when did that happen? And now when I pass by it, it seems normal. Yet it was not normal that day. And I'm like, no, I need to pay attention to that. So it does kind of settle in. And that's happened to me before, where a road that I would go to every day to work for 9 years. Go past this place. One day, and then I quit my job. So it had been a couple months, but then it hadn't been that long. And I went down that street, and here's this little Mexican drive-through restaurant it's not like a Taco Bell or anything. It was like a Mexicano or something. And it was this little restaurant. And I thought, when did that get put in there? That has never been there before, because I would go in those areas for lunch because I worked over there. And so I asked somebody else, when did they put that in there? Well, that's been there forever.
Interesting.
That has never been there before. Anyway, so I've had those things happen all the time. Pictures of me that my siblings put up on Facebook or something from when we were children. I'm like, oh, that's a cute picture. And then I realize I'm in it and I don't remember it. And it's not like I'm a little kid. It's like a teenager or whatever. It's like, I don't remember that. So they actually had to tell me that whole trip that picture was based on for me to, and then I kind of was like, okay, I think I remember it now. I'm like, or am I just downloading this information because they're telling me about it? But so that was one that kind of freaked me out. And then there was another one. What was the other one that happened? Oh, when I went to my grandma's funeral, and I'm sitting by my brother, and he's like, and this was October, and my brother's sitting there saying, you remember when Dad used to make us say the rosary every night after dinner for like a month? And I was like, no, I don't remember that. And I thought, well, maybe I was too young, because he's my older brother. So I thought maybe I was too young to remember that. And so then I was saying something to my younger sister, who's 4 years younger than me, about this. And she goes, oh, yeah, I remember that. I thought, oh, no, if she remembers that, then I was old enough to remember that. Why don't I remember that? No memory of it. Sitting around the table, grew up Catholic. We'd sit around the table after dinner and pray the rosary for a month straight. I think it was during Lent or something. That's what they were saying. But I was like, I don't remember that. So I've had several of those. So if these stories help prompt anybody to remember their stories, we'd love to hear them.
Yes. Comment below your Mandela effect, deja vu. Comment below.
Yeah. We've got rippling timelines, so share them. All right.
Perfect.
This is probably a good place to close, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason.
Wrap it up. Thank you.
All right. I'm off to LA now.
That's right. She's going off to LA. She's packing her bag.
I'm heading out. Conscious Life Expo. If this gets posted in time, come join us at the LAX Hilton. So anyway, all right. On that note, I'll say my goodbyes.
Perfect. All right. Take care.
Bye.